Hello, my name is Illura and welcome to the Sacred Gates. Thank you for being here and choosing to listen to the information coming through this podcast. We very much hope that it greatly gives you value and helps you on your path. Today's podcast is all about your art. Whatever path you are on, there is something that you are wanting to learn, and you're wanting to learn it because you would like to experience the benefits. And the reason why you want to experience the benefits is because you are suffering in some form or another, in some way or another. Now, I know from experience that if we allow what we are learning and the things that we are coming to experience, the tools that we are developing, if we allow this familiarity of our tools to breed contempt towards these tools, towards the art that is here to help us, then this is a spiraling down, and it can happen without one even noticing. We can be breeding contempt towards our teachers, towards our art, towards our own being, towards our own development, to our own detriment, and not even be aware. This is why honesty is so important in our practice. This is why we need to observe reality as it is and really get the insight from that practice of self-awareness, of objective awareness, of training our awareness to be aware of itself. Because without that, we are in the dark quite often, even, without realizing it, that we're actually holding contempt towards our practice. It is most relevant that we practice in a way that has us always wanting to learn from our art, always wanting to listen to our art, always allowing us to be guided by our art, not by some guru who desires greedily for our attention and our money and wants to exploit us through our reverence to them, but instead to be loyal to the art that perhaps this guru is sitting upon and trying to control. We want to be loyal to the art itself, because then when we are loyal to the art, it means that no matter what happens to the community, no matter what happens to ourselves, no matter what happens to our teachers that are part of the art, that when things fall away, which they quite often do when many people are involved and we're trying to evolve, you will always be with the art, no matter what happens around you. No matter if you're not wanting to be part of a spiritual group anymore, or wanting to leave an ashram, or no longer wanting to practice, you will still have your art, you see. It's not dependent on a teacher. It's not dependent on the group that you're hanging out with. And so being loyal to the art itself, it protects you. The art is then able to protect you. If you're wanting to learn and be loyal to the art and really listen to the art, it will protect you. And it will be with you when you're alone. It will be with you when people have betrayed you. It will be with you when you don't know what to do next. The art will guide you and show you because you are open to learning from it, which helps to ward off things like contempt, which humans are susceptible to. It will ward off dishonesty, and it'll really help to protect you. And that happens because you're willing to protect it. Now, why would we protect an art? Well, many of the arts that we are connecting with come from sacred ancient lineages, and not all of those lineages we are aware of. A lot of these lineages have been lost through time, through people wanting to hide the information. And without people there to protect these lineages, then these arts do get lost and the healing doesn't make it to the people. And so the art itself your art is relying on you to protect it. And in return, it will protect you. In life, there are still the presence of many of the mystery schools. And the reason why they're mystery schools is because they needed to be shrouded in mystery often by those that were trying to protect it. And so there's a lot of mysticism still around a lot of these teachings because people wanted to protect the teachings, wanted to protect the art, wanted to protect the lineage. And also, sometimes people placed mystery and mysticism all around it so people wouldn't understand it. There were certain individuals that could really connect to the essence, that could understand it. And people who just wanted to exploit it and use the teachings for their own power and their own gain, they wouldn't ever be able to connect to the essence. And so there are certain things in place on purpose with certain lineages to actually protect them. And the best way to protect yourself is to connect to an art or a teacher that you really believe in, and an art that really rings true and resonates true for you, and really give yourself to that art and really learn from that art. And then you will be in the process of preserving and protecting that art. And all those also that are wanting to learn that art, or even just another art, but just want to reach the same goal, which is inner peace. And so it no longer becomes about control and power, but it becomes about you really protecting the art itself, which protects you. Because it's very easy in life to get caught up in the communities that we have around spiritual communities, and the teachers that lead and represent many of the teachings. But if we do get too caught up in them, they can really take us away from the real core reason that your higher self has brought you to connect with that art. So I invite you to bring that focus into your training if you're not already. And also know that every time you are loyal to the art, and your whole goal is to protect the art by learning and listening to the art itself, you do help to liberate other people on their own path, because that is essentially what you'll be doing for yourself and all the people that have connected to the lineage that you are being loyal to. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye for now.